Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and in today's video I'm going to talk about different ways to be successful on Posh, different tips that I recommend. I know a lot of people have been struggling on the platform recently. I know a lot of people have been saying they want to quit because sales are slow or they don't know what to do. And especially with the summer slowdown that's basically kind of kicked into gears already, and we're going to kind of experience that for the next couple months. These are things that I definitely recommend doing because it's going to help you beat that summer slowdown and really just have some success with Poshmark. And I know it's very discouraging when sales are slow, but Poshmark does kind of come and go in waves, and I feel like sales come in waves as well. So when it seems slow, things will pick back up. You just kind of have to have patience, and I know that's really hard because we all wish that we would just get consistent sales without having to put in any effort. But one thing I do want to make sure I really stress is Poshmark is a social platform, meaning that you really have to be social. Otherwise, you're not going to have that success that maybe you'll have with another platform. So if you want to just basically list your items and never think about them ever again until they sell, then maybe Poshmark is not the platform for you, because you definitely you can't do that to really have consistent and consistent success on the platform. So keep that in mind while I go through these tips, but make sure that you are doing these things because, again, I see people every day in my day-to-day life and friends of mine that are complaining that they don't have success, complaining that they want to quit, and they don't understand why they're not making those sales. So I figured I'd put this video together and hopefully somebody can learn something from this and really start making more sales on their page. So the only way you're really going to make money and make sales on Poshmark is by actually listing things. And now if you don't want to list and you kind of just have too much, then you could do the Posh shows. But I know a lot of people are not interested in doing Posh shows and they would rather list their pieces, but you basically have to do one or the other. You can't not do it and expect to get sales, because I see some people that are like, oh, I can't get any sales, it's really slow, and then I go into their closet and they have maybe 3 listings available. So for me, I always say you have to have a lot of listings for sales to keep coming in, and you have to keep listing consistently. And I swear that that's important, because you can't just list one item a week and think that you're going to get consistent sales. I really recommend at least 5 a day, but if you can't do that, then just do 1 or 2 a day. But the more you list daily, the more sales you're going to generate. So it's definitely very important to be listing every single day consistently. Do the same amount every day. I swear this makes a difference, and you don't know how much of a difference it really makes until you start doing that. So list multiple items a day. That gives more of a selection for those people that are viewing your closet, but you really, really have to be good at listing every day. You're not going to get sales daily, and you're not going to get sales consistently if you are not listing daily. Now, again, if you are doing Posh shows instead, then that's okay, but you're not really getting that same visibility because you're doing it for a smaller audience, where if you make a listing, everyone on Poshmark could come across your listing, or people outside of the platform could come across your listing. So I still do recommend listing. I think that's the most important thing you can do. But if you do shows often and you get, a large audience every time, you could still have success. But I think listing is the most important thing, because that's going to generate the most visibility to your listings and give you the most chance of selling. And if you're not listing, then you can only sell when you're actually active on the platform, doing a live show or something. If you create a listing, you can sell that at any point of the day, whether you're thinking about Posh or not. The next really big key to have success on the platform is to share your closet often throughout the day. So again, another big thing that I've seen with these people that, want to close their closets, or they don't have a lot of success, I'll go into their closet and it'll say last shared 4 days ago, or last shared 2 months ago. And I say to them, do you share your closet throughout the day? And then they say, I share community shares. What's the difference? And I don't think community shares is really that important unless you are trying to get that Posh ambassador status. That is when it becomes important, because you need a certain amount of community shares to get there. But in general, I don't think community shares is all that important. I don't think people return the favor like you would expect them to. So I don't think it's as beneficial as, people think it is. I think what's really important is to share your own listings and your own closet throughout the day. And again, I do recommend once an hour. I do recommend throughout the day. At the bare minimum, I would do like 5 times a day, but again, I do once an hour, and that's, you know, probably 12 to 15 times a day, if not more, because I'm sharing overnight with my VA. So it's just very important to be sharing as often as you can. You want to get your items in front of more people because, like I said in the beginning of the video, Poshmark is a very social, interactive platform, meaning that you have to be sharing your listings, you have to be active for your items to be seen. It's not just like a eBay where you can post your items and never touch them ever again until they sell. You need to be interactive. So, and Poshmark rewards you if you are. So the more you socialize, the more you interact, the more you send offers and list and share, the more likely you are to actually make more sales. So keep that in mind next time you are going and saying like, oh, sales are really slow. Check to see when the last time you shared your closet was. And the less listings you have, the more times you can actually share your closet throughout the day. And this has a lot of great benefits to do. Okay, this next tip is another great important one. It's just listings for the season that people are looking for at that moment. So actually last night I listed a 2-piece airy bathing suit set, 2 separate listings, the top and the bottom. It was new with tag. It was in my own personal closet, but I just wasn't wearing it, and I just felt like I could sell it and make my money back on it because I couldn't return it anymore. And so I listed it, and literally less than 12 hours later, it sold for $35 on Poshmark, which means I made $28 on it. And because bathing suits are really, really in right now, like people are looking for them, people are going on vacation, people are starting to open their pools, people are starting to, go to the beach and things like that. So people need that. So really focus on what is in season, what people are looking for. So whether that be like beach accessories or swimwear or dresses, things like that. I also do recommend listing a season ahead because people are constantly thinking about that next season. But I think it's really important to focus on listing things that people are actively looking for, because the person today that bought the swimsuit said she was going on a vacation and needed a new swimsuit to wear, so she was looking for one. And so that's all it takes. So make sure you're listing things that people really want, that they would be in the season or things like that, and you're gonna have more success selling them if you list things that people are actively looking for. And the final tip I'm gonna talk about in this video is just to send good offers using the My Shoppers. So a lot of people don't know about the My Shoppers and don't know like how much of a benefit this is, but I did this past weekend. I sent offers using the My Shoppers, and I made a bunch of sales through that because it's a bundle offer, so it bundles all of their likes, and then you could send whatever discount price you want. And so I just said, all bundles get 60% off. It was a holiday weekend. I just figured I would try and see what would happen. And I got multiple people that purchased. I know a lot of other people that use the My Shoppers that also get sales from it, so I highly recommend doing it if you don't already. In case you are unfamiliar with the My Shoppers, it's basically a tab in Poshmark where you can go and add likes to bundles, comment on bundles, look at all your past buyers and send them a message, or you can kind of just send massive bulk offers. And so definitely play around with the My Shoppers if you haven't already. This is a really, really handy tool. I also use it to make announcements when I'm doing sales or when I'm doing Posh shows. I will send a message to all my past buyers saying, hey, I'm running a sale, or hey, I'm doing a show. And it basically lets people know. And it's really nice that they have this option, because sometimes it's like you want to reach out to those people who have already shopped from you because maybe they're interested in shopping again. But instead of having to go through and find every one of those closets, this just kind of gives you the list for you. So definitely use this tool and send out those massive offers and send them out in bulk, and you will actually see that you will make a lot of sales doing this. And especially in the summer months when it's slower, it's so important to be setting out those good offers. Don't just send like a 5 or 10% offer. People don't want that. Like, that's not anything special. Make your offer a little bit better, something that they can't resist, and you will find that you will have a lot more success with that. Okay, so hopefully you learned something in this video, and hopefully you learned a thing or two to really have some success on the platform, especially during that summer slowdown season that we are currently in right now. Let me know if you have experienced the summer slowdown in a past season, or if you're experiencing it now, and what you are actively doing to really get ahead of that and make more sales and not let it affect your sales, because I'm sure there's other people out there that are struggling and just want to know what they can do to make more sales. So let us know your tips down below, and make sure that you're subscribed so you never miss a future video that I do here on this channel. But if you want to see another video on how to be profitable on Poshmark and things that you can do to really have success, you can click right here. And if you want to see another video on why your listings aren't selling and what you can do to fix those, you could click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.